interviewer told me I was too young and inexperienced to understand the company's vision, so I bought the firm and made him my first layoff. I'm 24, and I've been coding since I was 12. I applied for a senior developer role at a mid-sized tech firm that I knew was struggling with their legacy systems. During the interview, the CTO, a guy named Marcus, spent the entire time belittling my resume. He literally laughed when he saw my age and told me that kids these days think a few apps make them experts. He said I lacked the gravitas for a serious company and told me I should look for an internship at a startup instead. I tried to point out a massive security flaw in their API that I'd noticed during my research, but he cut me off and told the recruiter to never bring him someone so unqualified again. I left that office feeling humiliated, but I knew their tech was failing. Instead of looking for another job, I went back to the venture capital group I'd been consulting for and showed them exactly how Marcus was running the company into the ground. They were already looking for a takeover target. 3 weeks later, the acquisition went through. On Monday morning, I walked back into that same office, not as an applicant, but as the new board-appointed CEO. Marcus was in the middle of a meeting, bragging about how he'd cleaned up the hiring process. I walked in, sat at the head of the table, and watched the color drain from his face as the HR director introduced me. I looked him dead in the eye and said, "You were right, Marcus. I didn't understand your vision. And after looking at the books, I realized your vision is why we're $2 million in the red." I handed him a box and told him he had 10 minutes to clear his desk, because his gravitas was no longer a budget priority. He tried to apologize, but I just told him I'd consider him for an internship if he ever learned to actually code.